Hello everyone, welcome back to Deep Think with Anurag, where we deep dive into those ideas that challenge us, push us to reflect, and ultimately lead us toward living more meaningful lives. I'm your host, Anurag, and today I'm excited to talk about something many of us struggle with: the art of saying no. But more than just saying no, it's about understanding how setting boundaries can actually lead to a more fulfilling life. Now, let's start with a question. How often do you find yourself agreeing to things you really don't want to do? Think about it. Maybe it's an invitation to a social event, a favor at work, or even just a little voice inside your head pressurizing you to keep everyone else happy. We have all been there, right? So why it is so hard to say no? For many of us, saying no feels uncomfortable. It brings us fear of disappointing others, fear of missing out, fear of being seen as selfish. We are conditioned to think that by always saying yes, we are being nice or that we are somehow proving our worth. But what if constantly saying yes actually chips away at your happiness? What if by not setting boundaries, we are allowing others to define how we spend our time and energy? Now, let's get real here. I have been there too. Let me share an example from my own life. Back in my days of managing a full time job, and let's be honest, trying to keep everyone around me happy, I was the go to guy at work. Anytime someone needed help with something, I would jump in. I would say yes. At first, it felt good, but then things started piling up. I was stretched too thin. My work life balance, non existence. I was saying yes to everyone except myself. I'm sure many of you can relate. You say yes to one more meeting, yes to that extra task, yes to that weekend event you have no energy for, and by the end of it, you are drained. It's like pouring water from a jug. It keeps pouring without refilling it. Eventually, it runs empty. But here is the twist: it wasn't the work or the commitments that were the problem. The real issue: I wasn't setting clear boundaries. I wasn't valuing my time, my energy, my well being. So, what does it mean to set boundaries? Boundaries are like invisible lines we draw in our life, helping us understand what are controllable with and what we are not. They are not about shutting people out, but about protecting our own space, our time, and our energy. Think of boundaries as framework for self-care. Imagine you are a smartphone. You only have so much battery, right? And you need to recharge regularly. Now, saying yes to everything is like keeping all your apps running at full speed with your brightness turned all the way up. What happens? You drain your battery faster. Boundaries are like putting the phone in low power mode. They help you conserve energy and focus on what truly matters. But here is the kicker: setting boundaries isn't about saying no to others, it's about saying yes to yourself. When you say no to things that don't serve you, you create a space for things that do, whether it's pursuing a passion, spending time with loved ones, or simply resting. Boundaries help you to protect what's important. Now, let's explore how we can start setting boundaries in practical, everyday situations. Imagine your boss asks you to take on an extra project. You are already swamped, but the request is there, and it is tempting to say yes. After all, you want to show you are a team player, but deep down, you know this will push you to the brink. What do you do? Here is a boundary setting approach. Instead of giving a flat out no, you could say something like, I would love to help, but I'm currently handling A, B, and C. If I can reprioritize some tasks, I will be able to give this project the attention it deserves. This way, you are respecting your own limits while offering a solution. Another example: social obligation. How many times have you agreed to a dinner or an event only to dread it later? Saying no to a friend or a family member might feel uncomfortable, but it's not about rejecting them, it's about honoring your needs. You could say, I appreciate the invitation, but I really need some time to recharge. Let's catch up another time. See, saying no isn't rude, it's honest. It shows you value your own time and mental well being. It's an act of self respect, and trust me, when you set those boundaries, people will start respecting them too. Now, I want to be clear. Setting boundaries isn't about building walls. It's not about being closed off or avoiding responsibilities. It's about understanding your capacity, your limits, and making a conscious choice about where you invest your time and energy. It's about living intentionally. Let me leave you with this thought. Saying no does not make you selfish. It makes you wise. It shows that you understand the value of your time, your energy, your peace of mind. It frees you to live a life that is aligned to your values, not everyone else's expectation. As you go about your day, ask yourself whether in your life do you need to set a boundary? Where are we saying yes when you really mean no? And how could that simple shift lead to a more fulfilling and balancing life? That's it for today's episode on Deep Think with Anurag. I hope this has sparked some reflection on how you can start protecting your energy by mastering the art of saying no. Remember, boundaries are a form of self-care. They are essential for living a life that feels full and not just busy. If this episode resonated with you, I would love to hear your thoughts. You can find me on social media or leave a comment on the podcast page. And as always, stay curious, stay mindful, and until next time, take care of yourself.
Did they?